Okay, good morning everyone. Today we're going to talk about expired listings. How do you get expired listings? Because right now the market is slow, right? A lot of listings go expired. So when listing go expired, what do? Do you wait for someone else to list it? Or are you going to grab it and try to sell it yourself? You know there's 100 expired listings. People want to sell, but they haven't been successful. So there is great opportunity out there for you to compete with other agents. So some agent already got these listings out, right? Got these potential sellers out, and they have a database ready for you. You don't have to do any work. It's all ready for you. You don't have to do any work to find potential seller. Some other agent already did, and they weren't successful of selling it. So now is the opportunity for you to talk to the seller and show them that you're good, you're the best choice for them to choose to sell their property, right? That's why we do expired listings. So the task for expired listing, number 1 is to meet the seller, okay? And number 2 is to deliver your promotional material to show them what you do for the sellers. And number 3, to book appointment. You don't talk about how to list their property and how good you are to sell the property. You book appointment because you may not be ready that day, right? You want to be prepared for their property. And number 4 is to sign the listing. So meet the seller, right? For a task. How do you meet the seller? Door knock, right? But sometimes door knock you won't find the seller. What do? Nobody answered the door. What do you do? Step 2. Leave your business card. And next thing you do, you write down when did you come. And you choose a different time, come back again. A lot of realtors, they door knock only one time. If there's nobody, oh, I'm lucky today. Nobody answered the door. I can go to the next door, right? That's what most people do. They try to press the button. Oh, the button doesn't work. I door knock. Nobody could hear. You're not like bang, 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 right? You're like knock, knock, knock. Nobody can hear it. And you're so scared somebody's gonna come and open the door. That's not door knocking. That's not expired listing. You knock until you hear some footstep. You know somebody's there. You try to yell, hey, is anybody home? If nobody's home, you leave your realtor business card and you leave a note. And you put a record. Come back next time. Choose different times, right? That's how you door knock. And things you have to look out for when you're doing door knock. Privacy protection. When you go door knock, you should check, is there a privacy protection on the owner's name? On every listing, on the bottom, there's owner's name, right? You can tell owner's name on the bottom. If there's a bracket say privacy protected, don't go door knock. You may get into trouble. You don't know if the owner really understands privacy protected or not. Most times, agent ask them to sign the trading agency agreement to say privacy protected, but the owner doesn't know what they signed. But some owners do know. They don't want to be bothered, right? For example, the owner doesn't live here at the house, and if you leave stuff in front of the door and thieves see nobody cleans up the door, then they would probably go steal the house, right? They steal everything. So a lot of owners don't like you to put stuff in front of their door because people would know if anyone's living there. And then do not call list. If you're doing calling, there's a do not call list on the internet. You should Google and find out if you should call them, because if you call somebody who's on do not call list, you may get into trouble. You may get sued. You may get fined $10,000, $20,000, even more money. So if you do cold calling, make sure you check do not call list. So steps. Number 1, for expired listing, choose an area, choose a neighborhood. So the reason you want to choose a neighborhood is that you want to pick the best neighborhood which has the most transaction, or you know this neighborhood has the most people you know, or you know this area. You're most familiar with the area, okay? You choose the area first. So if you like the area where you do door knocking, you'll be more confident. You know the school, you know the street. Which street has the best view, which street has the best trees, which street has the best school, right? You know the area. Number 2 is to set a search date at least 90 days or 2 years, depending on the area transaction record. So if you choose 90 days, then there's not many record. Then you go 1 year. If still not too many, you go 2 years. The maximum you can go back to is 2 years. But probably you can go back furthermore, but you know, things may change. So 2 year would be a pretty good standard. Search for expire, terminate, and cancel. I'll show you how to do all this in Paragon after we talk about the slides, okay? So when you do search, you choose all, expired, terminate, and cancel on the search criteria. And then you pull everything out, okay? And then after you pull everything out, there will be an address bar. You click the address, so the same address stuff will appear together. And then after that, you click on select all listings. And then after you select all listings, go into the first listing. And then you check on history. Is this listing being sold recently, or is it still active? If it's still active or sold recently, you don't have to do door knock. You just uncheck the box and go to next listing. So after all that, you will have a list, okay? And also remember to check on privacy protected, active or sold, uncheck those boxes. Click on only the ones you selected. There's one says select listing only. If you check that box, everything else will disappear. Only the ones you have box checked in front of them will appear. And then print everything out. Get a notebook or binder. Print everything out. Put everything in a binder. Okay? Single page printed. Do not print both sides because you need one side to make a record. And then the last step is to go hunt them down. How do you do that? Talk and record their motivation. After you door knock, you see the owner. And you ask the owner, I noticed your listing has just expired. Are you interested to sell your property still? Right? You find out their motivation. And if they say no, I don't want to sell anymore, you better ask them, what is the reason you don't want to sell anymore? Right? You find out deeper why they don't want to sell. If you find out why, and then you can provide a solution to them, they will become your client, right? So you have to keep asking questions. And number 2 is track everything, visit, talking record, and time of visit. So if you talk to them on July 1st, you write them down, talk to them July 1st, why they don't want to sell. And the next time you can come back another day and talk to them again when you have more information prepared. If nobody's answered the door, and then you know they're not home at this time, you come back another time. You come back door knock again until you meet them. If on the feature sheet, it doesn't say owner occupied, it says tenant, right? If it says tenant, there's different way of finding owner. And then visit during different times. You have to go door knock different times. Maybe morning 10 o'clock or afternoon 2 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, right? You choose different times to door knock. And your only job is to book appointment. Your job is not to sign the listing up front. Your job is to book appointment. So when you have appointment booked, you want to meet the decision maker. You don't want to meet somebody like the grandmother who doesn't make decision. Or you meet the wife alone, say, oh, I need to talk to my husband, right? You want to make appointment where you can meet the decision maker so you don't waste your time. The technology you can use for door knocking. You can go to App Store and search for Spodio. Spodio is an app for door knocking. You can learn how to use it. It's very easy to use. You can just download, it's free. There's a free version. You don't have to use the paid version. Okay? What it does is tracking your door knock history. So you click the house on the map inside the app, it'll enter the address, everything automatically. And then all you have to do is enter the owner's name, phone number, and your notes. So next time when you come back, you can also color code it. Anybody home? You can color code it meet the owner, or not home, or not motivated to sell. You can color code it. So it's a very easy to use app, very simple. Another thing, second one is called LTSA, Land Title Search. Like I said, if the house is occupied by a tenant, you can find out who the owner is from title search. On title search, you can find out where does the owner really lives, or the mailing address. So after you get the address, then you can go door knock the owner on a different address. So after you talk to the owner, say, hey, Mr. Owner, I noticed your listing on which street got expired. I found your address from title search. So are you still interested to sell your property? Right? Talk to them. So they will be impressed you actually found them because you took extra step, extra work to find the owner. Another thing is BC Online. Everybody should have a BC Online account set up because sometimes investment properties are owned by a company. So if after you do the title search, you will see it's a company holding the property. Then there's no address showing, right? And then you have to open a BC Online, go to a company search, find out who are the company directors. So inside this file, they will tell you who are the directors, who owns the company, and where do they live. So after you find out their address, you go door knock them. Okay? So door knocking, bring your materials. Like sometimes you have business card, you have brochure, and maybe you have a CMA package. I've seen some agent bring a like 40-page CMA package delivered to their door. And invite people to open house, also a good way for door knocking. So if you just sold in this neighborhood, or you have an open house in this neighborhood, and you see some expired listing, right? You go talk to the owner and show them your listing. Hey, I'm selling a house in this neighborhood, and I noticed your listing just got expired. Would you like to come to my open house and check out this house, and we can also talk about your house, right? Invite them. It's a good excuse to door knock them. And also hand them a flyer and chat them about how come your house didn't sell. What do you think? Why is the reason, right? You talk to them. And then if you just got a house sold, that's even better, right? In their neighborhood. You tell them, hey, I just sold a house in your neighborhood. I saw your listing just got expired. Would you like to hear what I can do to help you sell your house? You book appointment, right? So those are all good excuses to door knock people. Even you don't personally have a listing sold, but if anybody in our brokerage has a listing sold, you can also use that information. For example, Kathy and Melissa, they're the top 1% in our brokerage, right? So you can use their record to door knock people and say, we just sold a property in your neighborhood. Would you like to see and learn about how we can help you sell your house? And then you book appointment. And then you grab Kathy or Melissa to partner with you to go on the appointment. Because they have a lot of more experience than you do, right? They have track record in the neighborhood. So you can partner with people who has track record in the neighborhood to help you get a listing, okay? Cold call. There are a few websites, there's 3 of them. 411.ca, white page and yellow page. Everything's online. You can search by people's name or people's address. Now a lot of people use cell phone like me. I don't have a landline. Probably you're not gonna find me there because I use my cell phone. I don't have a home line. So you can only find home line from these websites. Mailing. Like I said, if the owner doesn't live in the house, I've seen owners live in Toronto. A lot of owners live in Ontario actually. And when you mail them, either you deliver the mail in person, you door knock them if they're in Vancouver. If not in Vancouver, they're out of town, then you have to use registered mail. So when you mail them, make sure you use registered mail so you know you can track if they really got your message or not. It may take you spend like $10, $15 for registered mail, but at least you can track if you got this person the right address, if they receive your mail or not, right? Use registered mail. So that's the mailing part. And now I'm gonna show you how to pull this listing, how to operate expired listing. So first, you open search, and let's do house, right? We go residential detached. And then after we get here, for status, like we said, we want to choose expired listing. We go expired, terminated, and canceled. Anybody know what does cancel protected mean? Cancel protection, how many days can you protect? Anybody?
2 months.
2 months. 60 days to be exact. So after the owner has signed cancel protection, they cannot list within 60 days with another realtor. So if you talk to this owner, either they can get a termination, unconditional release, or they have to wait until the 60 days expires. Okay? So after you pull all this information, then you choose the neighborhood. Let's say if we choose Dunbar. Dunbar has the best school on Point Grey, right, in Vancouver. So there are 3,000 records. And then now you choose the date. You pull only the dates from the past, let's say 24 months. Now you have a 500, right? After you have the 500 searches, then you can reduce it to 12 months. So there's only half, 200. You click on search. You wait until everything's loaded. Now you click on address. After you click on address, if they're same address, then you know it's been on the market already for different purpose. Now you click on select all, select everything. And then you go into the first one. The first one, first thing you're gonna check is underneath here, here's the owner's name, right? So there's no privacy protect behind the name. So that means you can door knock this neighbor. And then you go on history. Oh, now you see it's terminated, but it's also sold recently, 2019. So this one you can skip because they got recently sold. So now you uncheck this box and go to next one. Same thing, you go check over here, you go door knock, and you put your stuff there. So nothing's gonna be seen by the owner because it's vacant. So now you have the owner's company name. You can go to BC Online and find out who owns the company and where does the owner live. Same thing, we go to history. And this one is got sold in July. So we can skip this one. Uncheck box and go to the next one. History, this one still active, expired, got relisted. Yeah. So see this one? Cancel protected. So this agent knows how to use cancel protection to avoid other agent go door knock their client, even though it's going expired, right?
Privacy.
Yeah, privacy protected. Okay.
Hey, Charles.
Yeah.
I suppose so they have a privacy protection and also have the owner's name.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, depending on how MLS department enter the information. Yeah.
What's the date stop on the first privacy protection? We check the expired date. It says 60 days after.
A privacy protection is different from cancel protection. Cancel protection is a form where a seller sign when you want to cancel with an agent. Like for example, I don't like your service, I want to cancel with you. But the agent doesn't agree to cancel fully, 100%. The agent said, I worked so hard on this case, so I'm going to cancel with you, but you'll protect me for the next 60 days. In case your anybody who bought this house from you, that's because of my work, right? So I still get paid if you sold within the next 60 days. So there's a cancel protection form for the owner and the agent to sign. But if the owner wants to cancel 100%, there's a form called unconditional release. So if the owner signs that form, then there's no relationship between the owner and the sales agent anymore. So they can list with a different agent right away. But privacy protect is something when they sign a trading agency disclosure, they have to initial on the box where it says, I don't want other agent to contact me regarding real estate service. So they initial on those boxes. Okay, so now we found a listing that's not sold, not active. This one has been terminated on July 19th and it's not being relisted. Now you can go door knock this one. So we keep this box, right? Oops, privacy protected. This agent also has a privacy protection here. So now you cannot go door knock if you see privacy protected, even though it's expired or terminated. So you see, we got 6 listings, we got 0 so far for door knocking. So there's only 200, right? So you have to go through the 200 list and find, maybe you can find 20 houses to door knock, maybe. Let's see this one. Privacy protected. So these agents probably are more experienced agent. They know how to use privacy protection. This one's also. So if you're a listing agent, you have to know how to use privacy protection. Yeah. You see, we got 10 listings and we got 0 so far. Privacy. Okay, so this one is a company, Listen International Holdings. Let's see history. Okay, still active, right? So there isn't a lot of available on the market. So you have to go through 200, maybe 300 listings, right, to find the ones that are already available for you to door knock. No, you cannot door knock active listing. If you door knock active listing, the agent could complain to the board and you could get punished. Yeah, do not go after active listings.
I mean flyers, you can send flyers.
Flyers you can send everywhere. Yeah, flyer is the whole neighborhood. You can send to everything. But on your flyer, remember there's a line of sentence you have to add into your flyer. This communication is not intended to breach any current contract. So you have to have that sentence. Otherwise, your flyer can still get you into trouble. Okay, this one's terminated. Is it privacy protected? No. Okay, finally we found one. This one. Anybody gonna door knock right now after the class? Terminated. No privacy protection. We found one. Let's see if the owner lives here. Owner occupied. You're lucky. So this one, you can go door knocking, and they have the owner's name here. You can just door knock. Hey, may I speak to this person? Are you this person? Right? So now you found one. After how many? 16. So 1 in 16. Not too many, right? So this is how you find expired listing to door knock. So you go through the list of 200 and you print out the ones that are available for door knock, and you put everything into a binder. Because first time you door knock, then there may not be people home, right? You gotta go different time. Maybe 2 hours later you go back again and door knock again. Some people, they're so good, they door knock this house on the same day multiple times until they find the owner. Because you're not the only person door knocking. There are other realtors going door knocking on this house. So you're competing. Who's faster to meet the owner, talk to the owner, and get an appointment. So they may win the case. So if you just door knock today, I'm gonna door knock next week. Probably it'll be gone by next week. You have to door knock the same day multiple times to find the owner if you really want this, right? It's your motivation. If you really want a coffee, are you gonna wait next day to get a coffee? No, right? If you're really hungry, are you gonna say, oh, I'm so hungry, but I'm gonna wait next day to eat? Are you gonna do that? No, right? If you're hungry to get the listing, are you gonna wait? No, right? You're gonna keep trying the same day to get the listing. If you want to wait next day, you don't really want this listing. You don't really care. But you want to be a successful realtor, then you have to be hungry enough, right? So this is how you find expired listing to door knock. So you pick an area, the area you like the most, the area you're most familiar with, right? For example, if the owner asks you, hey, how's the market in Dunbar? If you don't know, then you may have a bad impression with the owner. So you better study before you go door knock. Oh, the owner asks you, how's the market in Dunbar? Oh, Dunbar sold how many houses in the past 1 month, and how many new listings came to the market. And most listings stay on the market for the last half year, doesn't sell. Oh, I got mine sold in how many days? What did I do to sell it? Can we book an appointment? We can show you how we can help you, right? You have to get the owners excited first, because expired owner, a lot of owners are disappointed, right? They lost confidence of selling. Oh, my listing got on the market for the last 6 months, it didn't sell. I don't want to sell anymore because I don't think anybody can sell my house. I don't have confidence of selling. So your job is to bring confidence to the seller. Give them confidence that you can sell their home. So if I come to you say, hey, the market is not very good, very slow, everybody is slow. I don't know how long it'll take me to sell your house. Am I gonna list with you? No, right? You have to bring confidence. Like, hey, Mr. Owner, I just sold a house within 30 days. I'm sure I can sell your house for the very good price and in a short period. This is my track record. And I have a partner who works with me, and we have double the resource compared to other agents, right? Can we book an appointment and we can show you how we can sell your house? So you have to get in their door first. You have to show them you have confidence. If you show them you have no confidence, nobody's gonna sign listing with you, right? You want to work with somebody who's confident, who is aggressive, right? Oh, Mr. Owner, finally I meet you. I came to your home for 5 times. This is my 6th time today I come to your home and find you. What would the owner think when you told them that? Yes. So would I want to work with somebody who's really aggressive, who's very persistent, right? So you're gonna show the owner your ability. So it's not like, oh, this agent, they sell 100 homes in a year, maybe I'm gonna call them. No, the owner's not gonna call them. They're gonna work with whoever show up in the front of their door and talk to them. And this guy is good. He sold a property. He may not sold 100 property in a year, maybe, but he sold a property in my neighborhood. And he door knocked my house 5 times to meet me, right? He must be a really good realtor. So this guy will get a chance, at least, right? Not everybody's gonna find the best realtor in Vancouver. Nobody's gonna do that. If every owner think that way, there wouldn't be any business for you guys or for me, right? Everybody's gonna call the #1 realtor. So whoever show up in front of their door and show them you can sell the property, you may win the listing. So it goes back to how bad do you want this listing? So if you want this listing bad enough, you will go there right away after the course, right? So before you go, you have to study the neighborhood. Make sure you know the neighborhood you door knock on. Otherwise, when they ask you a question, you know nothing about it. Don't go until you're prepared, right? So after you study the neighborhood, you know what's going on, and then you go door knock. Because where does your confidence come from? It's from the knowledge, right? If you know everything about the neighborhood, you would have a lot of confidence. You would not be afraid when you're door knocking. Not like realtors door knock and they hope the owner doesn't show up, right? You don't want to be that realtor. You want to be the realtor who door knock and meet the owner and get in their house. A lot of owners, you know, if they like you, they would just invite you into their house. And you can look at the house right away and then book appointment on site. And then now you can go back and find whoever your partner is and bring your partner to the appointment and get the listing signed. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. Leave your comments below. See you next time.